All right, everybody. That was a good class. So what I'm going to go through now is I'm going to do the homework. All right, I'm going to do the homework live. So we are going to set up our campaign. Sorry, we're going to set up our Google account if you don't already have one. We are going to write some ad copy, and we're going to create some structure around our keywords that we've already created. You are, of course, welcome to follow along, do this with me. You can use this as reference later. Hoping that it's not going to take me too long because I got a lot of stuff to do. But let's get into it right now. I'm going to share my screen. And that should look pretty good. And so I have a couple things open. I have my Google Ads account that I'm creating under my travelassociation.org email. I have the keyword research that I did yesterday and the volume and competition and the different match types that I have available. And I have the PPC video that was posted that's in the group as the material. All right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to create some structure around my keywords. You can see that I actually put together quite a few different keywords. I think my list is about 120-ish keywords. Let me make sure. I think that, yeah, my audio's on. Yeah, just making sure. Just in case. All right. Because last time I was talking and there was it was muted the entire time. All right, so I have a lot of different options, right? I have like yacht charters. You can see that there's no location modification here in the keywords. So I am creating right now during COVID. I'm going to create keywords for our private charter, and I'm going to do that primarily because that's actually what's selling for us right now is our private charters. We usually do group activities, and you're welcome, of course, if your group activities are selling right now, you should totally create ads for that. But for us, we're having problems with our group tours. You know, we're not getting enough people on them, and I'm having to like move people around and cancel, and then I'm also having issues with, I mean, everything's like sanitary and clean, and we do all the COVID stuff, but it's just not. It's not a great experience for customers, and people seem to prefer group tours right now. So I'm going to create essentially a local campaign, and I'm going to create an incoming campaign for people that are coming in from Europe. Okay. So the way that I'm going to structure this campaign is I'm just going to use this as a worksheet just so I can show you guys how I'm doing this. But I'm essentially this is going to be a campaign level, ad group level. And I know that this is already here, but I have so many keywords here that I want to make this kind of simple. So I have campaign, ad group, and I have my keywords. So the way that I do this is I essentially have what I call like keyword core or keyword stems. So or a keyword root. So I think of it kind of like a tree, right? Like you essentially have the trunk of the tree, which is your root keyword, and then you have your branches, which are like your stems. So an example would be, you know, Tenerife yacht or Tenerife boat hire, right? Or boat hire would be like a root, and then Tenerife boat hire would be like the stem. I'm not going to get too like complex into it, but you'll see kind of what I'm talking about. So I'm going to have one campaign. I'm going to have a private charter local campaign, and I'm going to have a private charter incoming campaign. That's the way I'm going to do it, because remember, the campaigns are geographically targeted, right? So if you're doing geo targeting and you want your ad to show up in different places, then you want to essentially have a different campaign for each place, right? If you're doing like, for instance, incoming though, like so like this local campaign, I can actually put something like yacht charters in there, or rent a boat near me, or boat hire near me, right? Like, so these keywords I can put in the local campaign. I would never put these keywords though if I'm showing the ad in, I don't know, France or Germany, right? Because clearly that's not what I'm trying to target. So, and then I'm going to do an ad group. I'm going to look at through my keywords real quick, and I'm just going to highlight the ones that I want to use. So like these, I'm going to highlight in yellow. Those are must be my local. And then I've got Tenerife boat trips. I'll do those as well. And I'll put those in green. And so those will be my incoming. Okay. These as well. I will do in green. Now we got, because they have boat trips. Boat tours. So let's take a bunch of these. This one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. So you see right now, I'm only even focusing on the campaign level, right? I'm not even talking about ad groups quite yet, because the ad groups need to be formed around the keyword, not the other way around. So you look at what keywords you're trying to go for, and then you create the ad groups around those keywords, right? So I first need to decide which keywords I want to bid on and which ones I'm going to put into my actual campaigns, right? Tenerife boat charter is a good one. So you can see that I have a bunch here like Tenerife tours. I'm not going to bid on that. Remember, we talked about search intent. I'm not going to bid on something that's that high level, because that's a whole other strategy. You guys may have that, and that's perfectly fine. But for me, I want to sell my private charter. Like that's my goal with this campaign, is I want to have profitable campaign running for my private charter. Okay, so I have all of these. Tenerife yacht rental is a good one. Boat hire. Yacht hire. Boat excursion. Boat excursions. I'm also going to skip out on these dolphin ones. Dolphins and whales. Those are... I could sell those, but I find those to be a little too specific for what I'm doing right now. Right? Remember, I'm trying to sell my private charters. Boat hire Tenerife. Portugal-owned boat trips. Private boat hire. Boat rental. All right. So I'm going to mark all these guys in green as well, because remember, these all have the Tenerife modifier or a location modifier, so I can target. So if somebody's searching for Los Gigantes boat trip, right, then I can put that in my incoming campaign. Now I'm actually missing a few keywords that I don't have the search volume for, but I'm essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these keywords and I'm just going to strip out the location. So I'm going to strip this out. I'm just going to put boat hire, for instance, and boat trip, rent boat, boat hire. So like kind of like these, and those are all going to go in my local. So let's do that now. I'm just going to add a couple of cells here. All right, and let's get some ideas. So boat trips, boat trip, boat tour, boat hire, sailing, trips, boat rental, yacht rental, bum, 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 bum. Boat trip, da, da, da. Gigantes boat trips, sailing. Boat charter, yacht charter. Did I already get yacht charters? Yeah, I already got yacht charter. I'll just put I'll put this one in there. Yacht charter. And then boat hire. I think we already have that one. We'll do yacht hire, sailing hire, sailing charter. And let's do some quick research. So remember we mentioned that Google has a good keyword tool, Google Keyword Tool Planner. Oh, let me do it from here. Can I do it from here? Let's see. All right. Well, I think I'm just gonna start with these for now, and then I can expand them. I think these will cover most of what I need to accomplish. So I'm just gonna mark all these guys in yellow. I'm gonna pull out all of these. All right, and then I'm just gonna sort these by color. Can I do it? Yeah, there we go. All right, so I got my greens, and I got my yellows. All right. Okay, so the way, so like now that I have my keywords, right, the way that I would probably want to separate out the ad groups is by the ad copy that is going to be associated with those keywords. So if I create an ad group for these keywords, then my ad copy can have very specifically Tenerife boat hire or boat trip, boat rental, right? Like I can kind of pick and choose what I want in there. Remember I mentioned like not having any more than like 5-10 keywords per ad group, so you're very specific. Specifically in this case, the way that why I want to do this, actually, I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to do filter A to Z, and then I'm going to sort by color. All right. So like it kind of helps me group things a little better, right? So you can see that I have like Costa Deje in a bunch of these. Costa Deje, Costa Deje, Costa Deje, Los Gigantes, right? So these are different locations. So when somebody is searching for a Los Gigantes boat trip, and the ad copy says Los Gigantes boat trip, that's going to be far more effective than if I just have Tenerife boat trip, right? So the way I'm going to separate these out is by the location, right? Now, maybe Pablo has a different way, and I'm he might correct me. Actually, I don't know. He does this a lot more than I do, but I think that I'm just going to go by that because it seems natural. It seems like kind of the right way to do it. So, so I'm actually going to put these. This is going to be Costa Adeje. That's going to be my ad group. My ad group's going to be called Costa Adeje, right? And I'm going to put this everywhere where I see Costa Adeje. All right. So I put that in there. Now I have Tenerife South. I think I could actually just group that with Tenerife. right? Because Tenerife South and Tenerife are very similar. So now I have Tenerife, and these are actually all Tenerife. Okay, so there I have my Tenerife boat charters, right? All right. And I have actually here as well. And then I have this one is Puerto Colon, so I'll put that in there. This one's Playa de las Americas. And then Los Gigantes. All right, so there's my ad groups there for the green guys. And because I know that that's my campaign, private charter incoming, I'm just going to take that and I'm going to put this all in the same campaign. All right, so now I have my campaign, my ad group, and my keyword that I want to have in here. And now I'm going to have my private charters. So these I am going to separate out a little differently. So let's just sort this now by my yellow guys. So I got boat charter, boat hire, boat rental, boat tour, boat trip, rent, sailing. All right, so what I'm probably going to do here I'm probably going to separate these out by, so I've got boat, I got sailing, and I got yacht. So let's separate them out that way. That seems like a reasonable way to do it, right? Because I no longer have to, I'm not doing it by location because it's all in the same location. I know where they're located, where they're, what they're searching for. So I'm going to do, this is going to be boat. This is also going to be boat. This is going to be sailing. And this is going to be yacht. And then I'm going to pull in my campaign here. Okay, so now I have two campaigns. I have, within this campaign, I have 1, 2, 3 ad groups, which would require 3 ads to be written, right? Because you need at least 1 ad per ad group. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ad groups, right? Within this campaign. And then I've got 25 keywords on this one, and I've got 15 keywords on that one. Now, if I make all of these my as a broad match type, right? The chances of me showing up are very high for a lot of different search terms. I don't really want that. I want essentially each to have its own. I want to think about how to structure this, right? So let's think about this. So I'm local and somebody's looking for a boat charter. I feel like if I made these in, if I did broad match modifiers, I think I should be okay. Although if I do a phrase match, so if I did a phrase match, then somebody would have to type in specifically boat charter in that order, those 2 words in that order. That could be something before or after. But if somebody typed in boat charter, I would know that they were essentially looking for what I had to offer. Now, if I do a broad match modifier and I do boat and charter, then it could be in any order. It could be charter a boat, right? So I think that I might go after that. I have some pretty good negative keywords already that I know I can be excluded from, right? And I think that Pablo will probably cover this in more detail later on because there's some great negative keywords you can put in there from the beginning, right? Like cheap or discount or free. Like those are like words that you don't necessarily want to rank for, right? So like somebody's searching for like cheap boat charters. I don't really want to rank for that. if somebody's typing in the best boat charters, that's something that I definitely want to rank for, right? So I'm going to make these broad match modifiers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a plus sign. I'm going to do a plus sign there. Actually, I don't know if, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Bum, 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 bum. How do I do this in Google Sheets? I think I need to put it in like that. Yeah, that's annoying. All right, I just put a so you put a space before it. So here I'm going to put, oh, no, it's not before boat hire. So this is an interesting one, right? Like near me. What I can do is put boat hire, and I'll just leave near me without the broad match modifier, because that's something that people can, that like Google can decide. Maybe near me or nearby or close to me. Like there's a bunch of ways people use to describe near me, and Google can kind of determine whether or not that's the right one or not. So and then I'm going to do, oops, boat rental, boat tour. I hope Pablo comes along and tells me that I'm doing this wrong. I always prefer hearing people tell me that I'm doing something wrong than I'm doing something right, because it at least it helps me get better. So these are kind of more on the broad side, right? But it should cover the majority of what I am trying to rank for. All right. So now that we got those out of the way, so those are my keywords now. These are all broad match modifiers. I'm not sure if this is the right way to do it, by the way. I'm kind of going away from my best guess. So maybe Pablo can take a look at these later for me and let me know. But I think it's a pretty good start. So now what we're going to do is we're going to sort by the green ones. And what do we got? We got the Costa de, we have Puerto Colón. Let me clean up. This is really bothering me. Why are they different sizes? So let's see, match type, boat hire Costa de. So I think I'm just going to go with all of these as phrase match. Because I'm going to be, so like here's kind of my thinking, right? Is that if it's like, because this will be targeted specifically to Tenerife, there's going to be searches, but there's not going to be like that many searches, right? And so I feel like if somebody's typing those words in, I can give some leeway, right? It can be like, because I can't quite predict how people are searching, what they're going to search for. So I'm kind of opening it up a little bit more. I'm essentially saying, as long as the word boat and charter are in the search, query, then I want my ad to show. Or as long as there's boat and hire, in the search query, I want my ad to show. So in Tenerife, because it's so localized, I'm kind of giving a little bit more space for the keywords to kind of have more wiggle room, right? I'm not quite sure exactly what people are going to search for. Now, here is a bit of a different story, right? Because I'm going to be targeting multiple different countries in Europe, and I don't really want there to be too much wiggle room, because it's far less predictable what people are going to be looking for. And so what I'm doing is I'm essentially narrowing down the scope of what people will, what my ad will show for how people search, right? So I'm going to make all of these phrase match, which means that these words have to show up in exactly this order in order for my ad to show, but it could be anywhere in Europe. Well, not anywhere, but it could be anywhere within the countries that I specify or the location I specify, right? So I'm just going to make all of these phrase. All right. So yacht hire, Tenerife, Tenerife yacht trips, Tenerife yacht rental, Tenerife rent a boat. All of these will be will have to match in that order in order for my ad to show. Okay. So now I've got my match types. I don't actually know if this, I think this needs to be broad, because if you're doing broad match modifiers, then, oops, come on. Yeah, because a broad match modifier is considered a broad match type. So like you kind of need this because you're going to be copying and pasting these keywords into Google Ads when you're ready to actually load them up, right? So, all right, so I got my campaigns, I got my ad groups, I got my keywords, I got my match types, and I have them say the same thing here as well. I know that I've got these all nice and neat. I'm just going to sort this by A to Z, and then I'm going to sort this by A to Z. All right, so these are kind of grouped all nice and neatly. Now we essentially need to create our ads in their campaigns. So now that we know our ad groups, we have to go here, and we have a campaign and an ad group, and then so you put these in first, and then you know which kind of ads what kind of copy you need to write. So over here, I'm going to go and I'm going to copy this, all the uniques, right? You only need one for each. I mean, depending if you write multiple ads, then you write multiple ads, but I essentially just need to know which ones I need to write ads for. So those are all my uniques from this campaign. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to paste it in there, right? So I got my campaign. The campaign is the same, right? Because there's only one campaign for these ads. And then I've got an ad group for Costa de Los Gigantes, Playas Americas, and Portugal. Okay. Now I need to come back over here and I need to take my local one, sailing and yacht. So I got 3 of them here. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste them in here. All right. So now I got my ad group and my campaign. And now we need to write our ads. So this is an example. So you need a headline, a second headline, a third headline, and then you have a description, 1 and 2, and then you get a path 1, path 2, and the final URL. All right. So I am not going to. I'm not gonna innovate too much on this. I'm gonna try the tried and tested model. I think that Pablo just messaged me. He said that he is going to be posting other ad examples up soon. But I'm going to use these as an inspiration. I'm going to modify them slightly, but I'm going to use them relatively similarly, right? So like what I'm going to do is you got 30 characters that you're allowed to use. This is a nice little counter. It shows you how many characters you're using. So what we're going to do here is the best tour in Costa Adeje. See how I did that, right? So I want that. These are all ads in Costa Adeje. I want people to, they're searching for Costa Adeje. I'm going to show them that this is the best tour in Costa Adeje. And I'm going to do the same thing for all of these. This is going to be Los Gigantes. This is not going to fit. So I'm just going to do Las Americas. This might not fit either. Oh, it still fits. Okay, good. This is going to be in Puerto Colón. And this is going to be in Tenerife. Oops. All right, so there's my ad for headline 1 for all of these guys. This one I'm going to think a little bit differently about. So let's do this one. Your private charter adventure. Now, let's see how these ads actually look. I think that Pablo posted. Let me see if I can find my class 2 notes. There. All right, so here's the headline 1, the best tour in Cayman. Your private charter adventure. Headline 3 is book now. And then this is the description 1 and 2. All right. This one's easy. I'm just gonna do book now as well. And then headline 2, what do I want to say? Best tour in Costa de. And for us, I'm gonna write all, because we are all inclusive. Private. Yeah, that works. All inclusive private charter. I wanted to make sure, like, that's one of the things that we stress is that, like, we include alcohol and food and a bunch of other stuff. So, like, I wanted to make sure that that sets us apart from some of the other tour operators around the area. So I'm going to make sure it's all inclusive private charter. So I'm going to put that in there. Yeah. And then in description, we have visit the most exotic and stunning locations in Cayman at your own place, your own pace. All right, so what is the ad that I want to do for here? Let's pull up our landing page. It's a nice line right there, right? Let's see if I can fit that into our worksheet here. So that's 102, slightly too long. I can clean this up. Graphic volcanic cliff. Let's see. 81. All right. And I'm going to do enjoy breathtaking views of volcanic cliffs. What I've seen live. All right, we're at 84. That's good. And then here for the description, I'm going to put something like Actually, I like local captain. Actually, now I'm gonna do experienced captain and local cuisine. Everything included. And book. I'm just gonna do the same thing as there's book. And the final URL is going to be this landing page, which, by the way, might need some work, but we'll work on that together. And this is my final URL. Okay. So I have the framework here for the first ad. The only thing that you can see that really changed in these ads is the location in the first line, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this one as well, and I'm going to bring it down here. So those are all the same. And then I'm going to take this one and make this all the same. Bum, 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 bum. This is the same. This is the same. And this is the same. By the way, if you guys have ideas on how I can make this better, let me know. This is a good group activity here. All right, so we got the ads for our incoming for those. Let's do the local one. Bum, bum, bum. So we'll do, since they're in Tenerife, if they're looking for something local, we'll do the best boat tour. And here we'll do the best sailing tours and the best singular because I'm selling one. I wonder if I can fit best Tenerife. Nope. Oh yeah, I still can. The best Tenerife boat tour. Let's do it. Yeah, that's good. Best Tenerife sailing tour. Oh, that's just perfect. Best Tenerife yacht tour. All right. So those are slightly different there. So we have boat, sailing, and yacht. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing. And all of these, I'll include private charter. And then I got book now. And then I got these. So these URLs are different. I'll fix that later. All right, so I got my ads for all my ad groups. Finished. All right, so I got finished that part. That's cool. All right, so now we need to set up our campaign. And what he's saying in this is that I want to do website traffic, right? Is that what he's saying? Yeah, it goes website traffic. Yep. And then he's going to pick search. All right. So this one's now we can close. All right, so I need website traffic and I want search. This is actually going to be https www.happytenerife.com. Okay. Create tracking. So we're going to create our tracking. Installation options. So I'm just going to actually, we're going to cover this in the next class. So for now, I'm just going to send it to myself. All right, and now we're going to continue. Campaign. All right, so now we're starting to build the campaign, and my first campaign is private charter incoming. Actually, let's do the local one, and then that'll wrap. When I finish this, I'll wrap up the video. All right, so private local. He's saying leave those on. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. Yeah, he puts that in there. Yep. And yep. All right, so let's speed this up more. All right, so he's essentially he's doing Cayman Islands. He actually picked it manually, and then he put that stuff in there. So he left this. I'm gonna do different, enter another location. This is gonna be Tenerife. That one. Tenerife, people in, yes. And I'm actually only gonna do for English, for me. For the purposes of this campaign, you could put in multiple different campaign types in here, or sorry, languages. You could put English and Spanish, for instance. Yeah, so you would just put both the English version of the ad in the campaign, and you would put the Spanish version of the ad in the campaign, and then Google will show the Spanish to the Spanish speaking people, and then the English to the English speaking people. All right, so audiences. I don't have audiences. So what is say? Yes, language. Just put Spanish in there. All right, and then you have budget. Yeah, for this campaign, since it's local, for me the budget is going to be. I'm gonna spend $10 a day to try it out. Let's see what happens. What do you want to focus on? I think he put it not on conversions, but he put it on traffic. Yeah, maximize clicks. And he runs it from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on EST. Yeah, maximize clicks. Account level conversions. And I think this is good to set it in your own time. I'm not going to do the time conversion right now, but that'd be what I would do as well. Optimize on best performing ads. All right, so this part right here, where he has these site link extensions, we haven't made those yet. He just kind of clicked through them because he already had them in his account. So this is all set properly that he has, and now he's got these site link extensions. So site link extensions are really good. They let me show you extensions. So here's an example. Right, so like this is the ad itself. See it up here, and then you've got like these are all site link extensions. It takes you to different parts of the website. Right, here's another one. There's another one. Right, so you have these like this core ad space that we just wrote, but then Google adds and like dynamically rotates other site link extensions onto the in the ad to make it look, to like give you more real estate on the page. So it's very useful. So let's create those. Oh man. Tracking template, advanced options. So I'm actually, for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna skip this. I'm gonna wait. Maybe tomorrow, Pablo will touch on this a little bit more because I'm super curious in his experience what kind of site link extensions might work best for us. So I'm not gonna put anything in there for now. I'm gonna add them later. And then he's got, so he puts the beaches. Yep, about us beaches. Yep, okay. And then he put a call out extension. So this is like where he like adds the, all right, call out extensions. I'm hoping he'll provide us some examples of those as well. And then he puts a phone number in there as well. Okay. All right, so we'll talk about these extensions tomorrow because there's some science and art to it. And I think that he would be better suited to tell us essentially what we need to put in there. Okay. So then he goes into ad group creation. So we're going to do that now. All right. So, okay. I don't understand what it's trying to tell me to do. Yeah. All right. All right. So ad group type is standard. That's standard there. He puts the ad group name. So I'm going to have an ad group name that's here. That is Costa Deje. I'm just going to do this actually from the sheet. So I'm doing the local one, right? So here's the boat. That's going to be the that's what this is, just a slightly different experience. So like this is stacked and this one is side by side. All right, not so confusing. And now we're going to put the keywords in there for boat. So these are all the boat keywords. Okay, so we got the boat keywords, boat charter, boat hire. All right, and then we got another ad group. And this ad group is called sailing. And we're going to add these keywords. By the way, you notice how Google's always trying to get you to enter your URL, and it tries to pull down keywords automatically. I'll actually show you an example of that here in a second because I'm going to try it because I'm curious what it's going to come back with. But this one's yacht. All right. This is kind of weird. I don't know why it's telling me that no one searches for any of these things. It doesn't make any sense. Let's do another ad group. I'm just going to call this test for a second, and I'm actually going to put this keyword or this URL. Let's see what Google thinks I should be advertising on. There we go. Yacht rental, yacht charter, private yacht charter. So actually not bad. But like yacht holidays, bareboat charter, these are not right. And of course, in this one also tells me 0 clicks a day. That's funny. It doesn't make any sense. These are wrong. These estimates are just wrong because I know people are searching for these things in Tenerife, and 80% of the tourists there are 60% of the tourists there are English speaking. All right, so yacht rentals. All right, so these aren't bad. Sailboat charter. So what I may want to do is, if this happens to you and you're like, oh, this is really good. I mean, obviously not Greek islands, yacht vacations, super yacht charter. It's not a super yacht, but it got some of them right. So what I could do is take some of these and go back. Actually, the ones that have a yacht in them. You know what? I'm gonna cut this video. I've already been talking for about an hour. I don't want to like keep going, but you can see like it could be handy just to like test it out and see like if maybe you missed something and you go like, oh, that's a pretty good keyword. Just make sure you're not just like putting broad keywords blindly into your campaigns. I don't recommend targeting broad keywords yet. But you could put like yacht, like, you know, broad match modifier, right? Or phrase, like only if yacht higher in as a phrase match shows up, right? Then you should put it in there. So I'm just gonna pull these for now, and I'm gonna save them here as reference for myself for later. And I'm just gonna delete this. So I have my 3 ad groups. I have boat, I have sailing, and I have yacht. And I'm gonna click on save and continue. All right, now I get to create my ads. So we're gonna take, I'm actually gonna split this out just so I can go a little faster. I know I'm like using up a lot of your time. I apologize. I just wanted you guys to see the process of actually doing this, right? All right, so get rid of this guy. So now I got to get the ads in there. All right, so which one am I doing? I'm doing local boat. So headline 1, headline 2. Right, so like, see how it shows you, like, here's the boat one, right? So put the boat, or like put the correct ad for the right ad group in here. And now we're gonna put book now. And this gives you a little preview. Best boat, the best Tenerife boat tour, all-inclusive private charter, book now. Nice. And we're gonna put this in here. Very nice, looking good. And this one. All right, so best Tenerife boat tour, all-inclusive private charter, book now. Enjoy breathtaking views of stunning scenery, volcanic cliffs, and vibrant sea life. Your own private boat, experienced captain, and local cuisine, everything included. So you have essentially path 1 and path 2. So where do you get the path 1 and path 2? I don't see path 1, path 2. Oh, here, book. No, that's what you had there. This is the final URL. All right. All right, so this one looks like on mobile. This is what it looks like on here. And here's what it looks like on here. Okay. All right, so I got those in there. Those are my text. My text ad for the boat. I don't need to put this yet. This is, we're gonna go over tracking and that sort of thing later on. That's okay. So this is gonna be all sailing stuff now. So I essentially just need to do. Can I copy? No, it isn't gonna copy. All right, so we're gonna put in our second ad for sailing. So headline 1, headline 2, and now we're gonna do book now. And then this, of course, says book now. And then we're going to put our description in. And it's going to be the same URL as here. Okay. All right. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything here. Yeah, copy, paste, copy, paste. Yeah, so he's just creating all the ads. Doesn't look like I missed anything here. All right, so there's just 3 ads. This is interesting though. I don't think we covered the responsive search ads. So I'm just gonna keep going with where we're at with text ads. All right, so that was it. My last step essentially is just putting in my credit card information. Once you start though, don't like if you complete this, don't press like make sure you press pause on the campaign. Like don't it doesn't like start immediately. Your ads have to go through an approval process. So do this part of it and then put your credit card information in. It puts a $50, looks like this is a $50 authorization on the card, which then gets taken off. So it's just making sure that you have money on the account essentially. But try that and see if you can get through this entire process. Right, it took me an hour. You saw me essentially go for about an hour setting this up. I didn't do anything super fancy, right? I mean, obviously, like if I had a bunch of different types of ads and keywords and this sort of thing, it might take me a little longer. But it doesn't take that long to at least set up your first one, right? Like obviously, I would need to set up another one for my brand, like Pablo was saying. But I'm gonna stop here for now, and I will see you guys tomorrow for class number 3 when we talk about actually getting these things live. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys soon.